Hi everybody, thanks for clicking on this video and welcome to my budgeting, savings, and YouTube journey. On this channel, I experiment with different budgeting styles, savings goals, and I share the strategies I learn as I go. So if that sounds interesting at all to you, please go ahead and click the like button and subscribe to follow my journey. Okay, so today I am doing my pre-payday prep, which means I get paid on the upcoming Wednesday. Today I can go into my employer's website and I can find out how much that upcoming paycheck will be so that I can pre-plan my budget and where all of my cash and savings is going to go. So that's what I'm doing today. We're going to get right into it today because this should be a lot easier since our January budget was already done. This was done in our monthly budget video, so you can go ahead and check that one out. But this just is a layout for what I want to where I want the money to go for the month. And it's an estimate because I don't know how much my paychecks will be ahead of time, of course, because they do vary, whether I have overtime or whatever happens. But they do vary. Today I was able to go in and find out exactly how much that paycheck will be on Wednesday. So we're going to go ahead and do that budget now with the actual numbers. So the first thing that I like to do is to label it because I do keep all of my paperwork. I do everything on paper. It just works out for me better. I use the eraser a lot. So these pens are erasable. These are the Parku brand pens that I got. And they're actually on sale right now for less than $10 on Amazon because I took a look and I'm like, I'm definitely going to be repurchasing these. I really like them so far. So this is Paycheck B. If you've never seen my videos before, Paycheck B means it's the second pay period of the month. Sometimes they vary based on, when the paycheck falls. So I try to keep my paychecks, separated so that I know what bills are going to be paid with which paychecks. So we've already paid all the bills for Paycheck A. I've already updated my expense and bill calendar. This is available on my Etsy site if you're interested, but it does show you here for Paycheck A, which we are in now. The only thing left to pay is Netflix and the phone bill. So those should come out within the next few days. And that shows you the total. It also shows you here my income estimate was $1,450, but I only got $1,434 in that first paycheck. So here, the paycheck that we're in now is Paycheck B. That will run me from January 17th to January 30th, and then I'll get paid on the 31st. So this month is a unique month. This is what we call a magic month because we're getting 3 paychecks instead of the normal 2. So I've already figured out that's how much my bills will be for this pay period. So that's great to break it down. And then I broke it down even further with my estimates here. So we can use this for today. It's gonna help out so much, make it so much faster to have it all done already. The paycheck on January 17th, which will bring me to January 30th. Okay, and we always I like to start here in the middle so I can branch off and show you what all the funds will go to. Paycheck B was $1,460. So we were almost exactly right as far as our estimate. So it was $1,460. So it's actually an extra $10, which is good. I do expect Paycheck C to be more because I'm doing a little bit more overtime. I'm trying to catch up on these Q1 goals, you guys, so that I can get them all done. If you haven't seen that video, I am now planning quarterly for my finances and my personal goals. So I have goals of savings challenges that I want to meet by the end of this quarter. The last paycheck is in March and it goes to the beginning of April. So that'll be the end of the quarter. So I want to have all those goals met by then. These are my Q1 goals. So these are savings challenges that I want to meet. These are the goals that I want to meet for this first quarter. I did, here it is, April 9th. It's going to go through April 9th. So I have until April 9th to save up all of this money. So it's $22.45. And then I did have $890 already existing from 2023. So the rest of this is what I have to pay with. And I think it's like $1,300. Let me see, I can do that now. So the $385 is what I intend to pay with my paychecks. Those will be budgeted in every pay period. And then $225 for this quarter will go from my YouTube paychecks income. If all goes well, this is also an estimate. And then that $745 I have to find within my budget somewhere, either with a rollover or extra savings or overtime. So that's why I'm trying to catch up on that. But let's see. Yeah, it's $1,355. So within the next 3 months, so 2.5 now, I have to raise that much money. All right, so, okay, so $14.60 right off the top. We know that there's $10 extra. Okay, so one thing that I'm going to add that I don't usually do is rollover that I expect to have. I expect to still have $20 left in the bank account, so I'm going to add that in here, and that is from allowance. So we're not going to go into that anymore, but allowance will be put on hold and it will be going to her binder instead. So it'll go to things like her school envelope, anything she needs for school. It'll either go to her clothes, her hair, or some other expense, or for her graduation. I have an envelope for that too. So for now, you know, until we get things back on track the way that they should be, that's what we're going to do. So it still goes to her, but she doesn't get that immediate gratification, you know, that we all love. So $14.80 is what we're at now. First thing that always comes out of the paychecks are my automatic savings. So $175 goes into my automatic savings account. Now, for those of you that are new, I always branch out the details so that you guys can see what everything is going to. So off the top, $100 goes into our emergency fund. $50 goes into my daughter's savings, and then $25, why can I not speak today? $25 goes into the car note fund. If you want more information on how I pay my car note, there is a video on that. I will try to link that video so you can go and take a look. So there's the $175 to our auto savings. So I generally always do my deductions in the same order. I am a zero-based budgeter, so we want every dollar of this $14.80 to have a place to go. So that's what we do with our budget. So let's subtract the savings, the automatic savings. I am a fan of paying yourself first. Nobody is getting my money until I do. So it comes down to $13.05. The next thing after automatic savings, which this is done in order of priority, is going to be our bills, so our fixed expenses, which we've already calculated. So that's what I love about doing the monthly budget. I've already calculated here for paycheck B. Now let me write in our actual, which was $14.60. So actually, I want to start notating how much the difference is. Let's see. So $755, we know, is coming for our fixed expenses. $755 is good. I usually average around $900 that I expect to be in bills, but a lot came out of here, and because we get the third paycheck, some of it can go into the third paycheck. So that is a nice plus. So let's give you the breakdown of the fixed expenses. I'll do that here. So $755 for fixed. So we are going to zero that out too. So the first thing that I plan for is the other half of the mortgage. It's $430. Well, actually, see, this happens sometimes. Actually, we have $20 that's gonna go for allowance that's planned usually, but like we said, allowance is on hold. So that $20, we're not gonna plan for it in here. We're going to $755 minus 20 is $735. We're gonna plan for it to go into cash. So we're gonna bring this down to $735. So $430 for the mortgage. Allowance is the A in MAG. So you'll see here the word MAG stands for mortgage, allowance, and grocery. Half of the mortgage, allowance, and grocery. So that should come out of every paycheck when I get paid bi-weekly. So we'll have to rethink that about the A, at least for this quarter. And then hopefully we'll get things back on track. And then grocery is $200 of that. So the next thing I want to take out is grocery, $200. Student loan is getting $30. And then we're going to put an extra $75 in our utilities. This is extra. I'm just going to notate that it's extra. Okay. So I'm debating whether I want to leave that $75 in the bank account for utilities in the next pay period. I'm just afraid that I'm going to forget what it's for. But we do have our calendar that we can look back at when we, check in on our budget. So let's leave it there. There's no point in going back and forth to the bank if we don't need to. Okay, so let's change this to $735. That brings us to $570. Okay. A big drop there. As usual, we know bills are always the most expensive thing. The next I like to pull out is my Always Fund. So I do have a video on what that is. A couple things have changed about, what's included in the Always Fund, but basically it's a binder of cash of things that I know are going to come up at some point throughout the year. So these are expenses that might not be due right now, but they will be due. So little by little, I chip away at those totals so that I can be ready for them when they come up. And I'll show you exactly what those are. Let's do here, 145 for Always. So I did do a binder reset. So where things are did change. So this is my Always Fund binder. This is where I keep all of my very important things that I contribute to every pay period. So what's left in here now that I'm considering Always Fund for 2024. Oh, let me explain them for those of you that are new. Water is for my water bill. Essentially, that comes up every 3 months. It's usually about $60. So I save about $10 per pay period. Pets, I always contribute to that. We have a cat who is partially blind, deaf, and mentally handicapped. So if she needs anything, we get it from here. I do also have an emergency fund for if there's any emergencies or a pet bill that we need to pay, but this is more for food and litter and toys or whatever we need. I almost said snacks, but treats, I guess they're the same thing. Subscriptions is for a variety of things. So basically subscriptions that I have, like the Ring doorbell subscriptions, BJ's, which is a wholesale grocery store. So that's what we're saving up for in here. And health, of course, is for any copays outside of the flex spending account that I have, copays and over-the-counter medicine. So that's what this is for here. All right, so those are what's in the Always Fund. So I actually have to adjust this number since things have changed since the monthly budget. That's when the binder was redone. So instead of 145, and this does happen, you guys. I always show you, how the budget really works. So sometimes this will happen. You will have to move things around. So just want to show you how it really works. So $90, that brings us to $480. So for the Always Fund, we are putting in more in the Always Fund than usual because we weren't able to contribute anything in the Always Fund the first paycheck of this month. So we're going to make sure that we double it. So normally these things would get half of what they're going to get now, but they're going to get more because there's less bills due in this pay period and because I need to catch up from last pay period. So they're going to get double. For instance, water's the first one, which we usually get 10. It's going to get 20, again, to make up for last pay period. Pet is going to get 20 as well. And she does need litter, so we're probably going to have to do that soon. There is some money in there already that we can take from. $30 is going to subscriptions, and health is going to get $20. I don't know how long I'm going to need that health envelope in there because we do have the flex spending account, but we'll see how it goes. Maybe about $100 in there just to be safe for the end of the year. Sometimes I use my flex spending by maybe October. It just depends on what we need. So 90 minus 20, 20, 30, 20, $0. All right, so clean that up a little bit. Okay, $90 in the Always Fund. Next thing that comes out will be our variable expenses. So these are expenses for things that I need. Again, these are going in order of priority. So these are things I need this week. Always Fund, everything after fixed expenses is $570. I can flex and move around as needed, depending on what we need for that week, what we are doing, what we have going on. So with this remainder of $480, We have decided we're going to put 335 in our variables, which is also more than we usually do. So usually I plan for about 275, but because this is a magic month, we can play around with it a little bit more. So let's see if that plan is still in effect. So that would leave us with 145 next. So let's do the variable breakdown. So as far as I know, I don't have anything special that's going to affect the variable funds. Okay, so I do make myself a sticky note with anything that's going to come up for the pay period or the next month, for things that I want to remember, because I have bad memory. You guys know that. For Amazon, there are home purchases that I need to make. So our home budget that we usually take out in cash, all the variable expenses usually come out in cash. I'm going to leave half of the home envelope in the bank account. So instead of taking out, let's say $50, I don't remember how much, we'll go over that though. We're gonna leave $25 in the bank just for those purchases that we're gonna make online. No point in taking it out and bringing it back to the bank if I already know what I need to purchase. Child's Beauty, I do want to push that back up to $200 because we will have an appointment sometime next month for her. Finally, oh my God, I feel like it's been forever trying to find a hairdresser. Anyway, I want to make sure that I put more money towards that. So that's a way for you to take note of anything that's coming up. Just keep a running list somewhere in your planner or in your wallet of things that are going to be coming up and affect your budget. So 335, first thing that's going to come out of there is personal is going to get $65. So that's for me and her, anything we might need over the next 2 weeks. This budget is bi-weekly, so this is for the next 2 weeks. And then normally personal would only get 50, but it's gonna get a little more. I'm hoping to have some rollover money left to save, but I am giving myself a little bit of a cushion. It's a magic month. I don't believe in being super restrictive on everything you wanna do, so I'm giving myself a little bit of play money. Next one is gas. Gas is getting $50. Entertainment is also getting $50. Dining out is getting a whopping $75 because we are going over budget all the time on that any damn way. And the next one is miscellaneous. Okay, so gas, of course, is for the car. Entertainment is for anything fun we want to do, whether we get crafts, go to the movies, golfing, whatever, something fun, mini golf. And dining out, of course, pretty self-explanatory. Anything that we want to get that is outside of the home. Like we went to go get bagels, that was considered dining out. Fast food, sit-down restaurants, those are all considered dining out. So again, that's for the next 2 weeks. Usually it's less than that, which, you know, most people have a higher budget for some of these things, but I'm trying to be as, you know, strict as possible. But these are more than normal. So this should zero out. Let's make sure. It does. Okay. Like I said, usually these will all come out in cash, but this time half of that is going to stay in the bank. I'll show you that the day before payday when I will do, you know, when I find out whether there's any cash left in my wallet from this paycheck that I can save. So it brings us down to 145. So that 145 is going to be left for sinking funds and savings challenges. So I do have a new binder for all of those things. Again, this is for if you're new here. Here is the new binder. This is an A5 size binder. Let me show you. So these are my savings challenges that I have here. I showed you my plan to have some of these paid off by the end of the quarter. Hopefully I can do that, but that's what the rest will go to. So for me in my mind as of right now, birthdays and succulent challenge are my main focus. Birthdays, of course, is for both of our birthdays. I want to have that done in this quarter. And then the succulent challenge, I did not plan for in my quarterly planning. I don't know how, but I don't know how I just automatically thought that was going to be finished. I did not add that into the quarterly goals. Don't ask me why or how I missed it. But that's also something that I want to keep in mind. I'm probably going to be adding to that with a rollover. So I'm trying to spend as little money as possible during the weeks with my variable expenses so that I can save any leftover that I haven't spent and put it into that challenge, which is going to go towards a vacation for us. So I already know for that allowance that didn't come out and for the allowance that we're not paying this pay period, that's $40 right there. So we're gonna, let's first move this over to savings challenge and sinking funds. Okay, that's going to bring us down to zero because we're going to give this $145. Sinking funds and savings challenges. Okay. Okay, now we're down to $145 for sinking funds and savings challenges. So off the top, these are the ones that we're going to contribute to are $15 for home maintenance. $15. We're going to move some things around. We're going to put $15 in home maintenance, $20 into birthdays, now $20 into home goal. All right, that's what we're gonna do. Let's see how much money we have left after that. 145, oops, 145 minus 15 minus 20, 20. So we have $90 left. Since we have that allowance left over from this pay period, and usually I budget it into every bi-weekly pay period, which is $20, which would have been in here. We have now $40 extra that's gonna go to her beauty. I did say I want Child's Beauty to have $200. It has $152 right now, so I'm gonna try to bulk that back up. So for now, we're just gonna put $40 in there. I'll find the extra 10 in the C paycheck. Okay, that's $40. Leaves us with $50. Oh, the succulent challenge. That's a priority for sure. Let's give Child's Beauty the whole $50 here. And then we'll do the $40 that we planned for the succulent challenge. So this should zero out. Let's start back over. 145. It does. Yay. So we're still paying everything that we planned on paying with this paycheck. We did have $10 extra. That $10 basically is going to Child's Beauty. Only thing that we moved around that is different than usual is the allowance being left over from this week and not paying the allowance with the fixed expenses here and instead putting that into my daughter's binder. So that's why this is different from the monthly budget, which is fine. It's fine. We still made the numbers. Work, and we still knew where everything was going to go. So this was still a faster process than it would usually be. Let me show you one other thing that I want to start doing. I am always changing stuff. So because I always find a better way to do things, or, sometimes change is good. I like change if it improves things. So I started this breakdown here for my quarterly goals. I want to kind of have a visual of what I need to pay. So like I said in the beginning, we have $22.45 that we planned on contributing in this quarter. That much here with all of our goals that we want to contribute to for our savings challenges. And then we had $890 that was existing that we moved over into those envelopes. So that leaves us with $1,355. For the first paycheck of this month, which was the first paycheck towards the quarter, we added $65. And then this pay period, if everything goes well, at least we will have these. So besides this $50, the rest of this is going to be going towards those savings challenges. $50 here, that's for a sinking fund, and that usually wouldn't go there, but because we have that appointment, I did say when I was doing my binder reset that the Child's Beauty might come back in, so it has. But everything else is going to go to sinking funds and savings challenges. Always Fund is also sinking funds, but I'd like to do that before I even do my variables because they're priority. There are things that are going to come up regardless. Variable expenses, I can always use less. I can always put less in personal for myself. I could always do less in dining out or entertainment. So that's why that's after the Always Fund, and then the Savings Challenge and Sinking Fund is what we do with the very last amount of money. So you'll see that I save in this paycheck alone. I'm saving my automatic savings. I'm saving for the future expenses in the Always Fund. We're saving here in our savings challenges. And then with any rollover, so cash that I don't spend here, we're going to save that too. We are seriously saving. We're not playing games this year. So if you've made it to this point in the video, please go ahead and leave me a bird. I don't even know. Why did I think of a bird? No idea. But leave me a bird in the comment section down below. And also, the first person to comment with what president is on the $10 bill gets the giveaway. So the giveaway is that savings challenge binder that I got from Amazon. So if you win, I will let you know. And I'll give you the instructions on how to have that binder sent to you. You do have to be in the US and you do have to be publicly subscribed to my channel, which means that I have to be able to see on your page that you are subscribed to my channel. So there's a way for you to make that public if it's not now, so that I can see and confirm that you are a subscriber and you are a saver. Thank you so much, as always, for your support, for your comments, for your love. Don't forget, if you enjoyed the video, please click the like button. That helps me out a lot. Share the video. Let me know how your January is going for your budget. Are you saving money? Are you spending money on lunch? I do want to also start doing a weekly report. So I am tracking my budget and my personal goals every week. So this week's goal for this coming week is for you not to spend any money on lunch or breakfast, as somebody pointed out. No lunch or breakfast before or during work. Bring it yourself. Make your coffee at home. Bring it into work. Dollar Tree even has little iced coffee. They have iced coffees that you can bring to work, which are $1.25. Have your cup of ice. Pour that over. Boom. There you go. Iced coffee, tea, whatever. One thing that's really helping me this pay period is meal planning. So I actually think there's going to be some grocery money left over, which hardly ever happens. So let's hope and pray there is, so that I can add that rollover to one of our savings. But that's it. Thanks for spending time with me today. I'm going to get out of here. I want you to remember, it is about progression and not about perfection. This week's challenge is to not spend anything at lunch or for breakfast for work. So bring it yourself. Meal plan for the rest of the month. It's gonna save you money. It's gonna save you money, I promise you. Thanks for watching. Happy saving, everybody. Bye.